Hello, family. This is Aya of the Dawn. Thank you so much for logging in and watching this reading for life path number 8. 8, yes. Me and 8 had a good old time last time. Last reading, I remember you guys' reading. It was pretty lit. Yeah. Life path number 8. And finish lighting this Palo Santo, and then I'm gonna clear out the energy. Ooh, that always helps me, and it's so powerful. Okay. How are you guys doing? We're heading into, we're getting into the thick of fall. October is my birthday month. I was born October 26th. Okay. We're smudging. I've been trying to get into studying Vedic astrology. So in Vedic astrology, however you say it, I am a Libra. In Western astrology, I am a Scorpio. And then in 13th astrology, I am a Virgo. You know what? And I feel like when I read all of those different charts, they're all right. And I feel like it's different perspectives and different sides. And then when you put them together, somewhere in the middle, it's all of you. It's different prisms. Western astrology, I feel like it's like a hippity-hoppity, teenage boppity point of view. Kind of, sort of, if you want to look at it like that. Like it's my outward personality, like how I've been coping, kind of. And then the Vedic astrology seems to be my insides. But anyway, let's get into tune into life path number 8 with the Sri Yantra. I'm about to order some more of these. Thank you, all you guys who bought them. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm about to order some more. When they come in, I'll let you know. Okay. Life path number 8, your prosperity, your highest good. Your healing and uncovering of your joy, your glory. The relinquishment of fear. And the ability and aptitude to be able to focus. And the courage to move on. That's what we will all like. Okay, so let's look at what planets we would like to appease. What is the message? You know, my guides kept telling me to get my angel deck, my 72 angel deck, when I was thinking about doing a reading. So to find out what you guys need to focus on, I'm going to pull a card from the angel deck. Oh my goodness. I'm frazzled. I'm just a little frazzled. Okay. Oh my gosh. I can't really shuffle these cards, but I'm gonna give it my all. Life path number 8. That was a flip over. I'll take her. Life path number 8. Dhamma by It's angel number 65. The fountain of wisdom, purity, gentleness, goodness. Radiates great spiritual values such as altruism, devotion, generosity, detachment, and unconditional love. Helps us advance the easy way, success in business that is useful for the community. Linked to water, seas, rivers, springs, emotions, and feelings. Providential person capable of solving compromising situations. That sounds like you. And the reason for these angels, I haven't read the book of Enoch yet, and one of my friends suggested that I read the book of Enoch in order to get into the 72 consciousness of God. But these angels are like kind of like invoking the gods and goddesses of nature, except it's the consciousness, the God of God consciousness. Now, I can't explain this. I really can't explain it to you. And so I would suggest that you study. We study. But I just know that it works. And I look at it like it's energy. It's a tool to help me. And so I don't want anybody to get caught up in any type of way, because I don't get attached to anything. I'm not really, not to energies. They're here to help. Some of them I have a relationship with that's deeper than others. And the 72 angels of consciousness, they're tools. There's 72 of them. So anyway, again, the angel is angel number 65, Dhamabaya. Okay. Life path 8.
I tried everything. Cranberry products never worked, and I hated taking antibiotics. I needed a better option. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO.
Number 8. Okay, that's 2. I would like one more, please. Did we get Leo last time for you? I think we did, because Leo came out again. So you might be having some issues with your confidence. Definitely. We're shining your light. Okay, so I'm just going to take these 2 for now. All right, so we have Leo reverse, which is ruled by the sun in the 5th house of creativity, children, how you like to have fun. You're not really feeling like funner's boots. You're not really feeling like your best. Maybe you're beating yourself up. And the next card that came out is the waxing crescent moon, which is about taking initiative. So maybe in a couple of weeks after the new moon, you can do a ritual for yourself. An initiative. You need to, it seems like you need to see yourself and from fresh eyes. You know, you're not feeling confident in your ability to take initiative. Initiative on what, though? Let's find out. Initiative on what? Let me knock this 3 times, because I haven't really been using these cards. There's something that's really important to you. That's something that's hurt your ego. And maybe you had like a false start and now you're licking your wounds, you know. And if the Leo is reversed, you're probably being lazy, like a lazy lion and lying around and kind of throwing a temper tantrum, like having an ego fit, instead of getting it popping, getting it moving. And maybe your guides wanted me to pull this card, this angel, for you, because this card was definitely a representation of life path number 8, of the power you need to tap into. Now, on the back of these cards is usually, like if it was reversed, the distortions, and it's cut off, and that's for a reason too. There's nothing that is the way it is for no reason, you know. So I'm gonna read this to you again. Dhamma by Fountain of Wisdom, purity, gentleness, goodness, because you need to be reminded of who you are. As a life path number 8, I feel like your path is has been so full of things that might make you feel unworthy, that you don't look at your strengths. And I just got finished making like a vocal recording about unworthiness, because I was sitting with my unworthiness and learning about it. And what I learned about unworthiness, by giving it a chance to be understood by my consciousness instead of running away from it, afraid to feel it and pretending like it's not there, is that first of all, even unworthiness deserves to be understood. Which my unworthiness was like, thank you. Nobody ever listens to me. All anybody ever does is take advantage of my inability to stand up for myself. And even as I talk about it, my energy is moving. I can feel energy moving through my knee and my thigh. Because that's a real big issue for me. You know, I told you my birthday's October 26th, so my birthday is an 8. And so I can relate a lot to life path number 8 issues. What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I was sitting with the unworthiness, trying to understand it. And as I opened up to understand it, it started talking to me, and I started communicating with it. And it began to communicate with me about how it's been treated, and how it just never saw a way out of some of the situations it was in. And, you know, I began to have some humanity towards the unworthiness inside of me. And then the wisdom came in, the insight came in and shone a light on it even more, and was like, well, unworthiness is really an untruth, because there's nothing that is completely negative. Because what I learned about unworthiness is that it's a negative perspective on a whole picture. It's a short-sighted perspective on what is a whole experience. You know, unworthiness is experiential, and it's situational, because there's some instances where I feel completely whole and there is no cloudiness for me. Like when I'm doing this, how come I don't feel unworthy to speak to you and do this, right? It's only, for me, it's in situations where other people are in authority that I don't know how to necessarily. I'm learning. I'm learning, but I let people take things too far, you know, for my own inner constitution. And so what I'm saying is that unworthiness is an extreme. because, and also when I was growing up, since my mother has a narcissistic archetype, she feels completely unworthy of goodness. So therefore, I had to be devoid of goodness. If I expressed anything to her, she would take all the good out of it and only see the negative, and only give me feedback about the negative, to the point to where I internalized it and questioned my own experiences. Like, well, maybe things are horrible and I need to just not live and stay in my room, or maybe I'm bad, because her perspective was so full of that one perspective. It didn't allow much movement and much conversation. It opened the door to misunderstanding of unworth, and to me, unworthiness is a negative communications, inner communications, outer communications. Have you ever been around someone that only wants to hear like the negative, and only tells you the negative of everything? I've been guilty of that in some instances. Like lately, when I was sitting with my unworthiness, I'm like, man, every time I talk about going to boot camp, it's always negative. I don't ever express what I'm learning and how much fun I have. And I even noticed that while I'm exercising, I'm like, I could have a different attitude. I could make this more enjoyable. And so, yeah, this is interesting conversations. This is interesting conversations that I'm seeing here with this Leo reversed. And I feel like you guys got that same thing reversed in your last reading, but I'll have to go back again and check on it. And so let me tell you more about yourself. Purity, gentleness, goodness radiates great spiritual values such as altruism, devotion, generosity, detachment, and unconditional love. Helps us advance the easy way. Success in business that is useful for the community. Linked to water, seas, rivers, springs, emotions, and feelings. Providential person capable of solving compromising situations. So focus on you. Focus on that part of you. Failures come and go, just like material things come and go. Success comes and goes too. That's not really what makes up who you are, because this Leo thing, what's up with you and your confidence and who you are, in your identity. All right. Cool. I need like bigger tables. Usually I sit on the floor, but my legs are so sore. I just didn't want to do that to myself. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands. You've reached a spiritual mountain top where you're capable of, and you're certain of your independence, but you're kind of tired of it at the same time. You're tired of doing everything by yourself, and you feel like in doing things alone, you're not building the foundation that you want to build, and you're becoming kind of disgruntled, and maybe it looks like you need to take a break and step down from being a boss all the time so that you can rejuvenate your energy. But at the same time, this is your calling. Now, this is the Emperor reverse, and this is the King of Wands upright. And what's interesting to me about this is that the Emperor needs, the King of Wands needs the Emperor, because the King of Wands is like the, what do you call those people? The contractor. The the contractor that gets together the architect, the construction workers, finds the city planners. Like the King of Wands is the visionary of like the whole shebang. And if the Emperor is tired or not managing things well, then the King of Wands, because he has his back turned to the Emperor, and so he's trusting you. He's trusting in you to do your job. And the Emperor is usually super confident about the foundation that he builds. But it's because you feel kind of like disenfranchised from look at all these. This is this is all masculine energy. The King of Wands has some feminine energy of creativity, inspiration, and like being a great spiritual mentor. But for the most part, you've been standing alone, going at it alone, being your own boss, being your own person. And it seems like you are tired of either other people bossing you around, or you're tired of being the boss and you just want to be the visionary. It seems like you have a lot on your plate, but there's something that stands between you and you sitting on your throne comfortably and just kind of like manifesting the world that you really see inside. Like you're really confident in your vision, but it's this energy here that is a blockage for you. Like you feel like your foundation isn't good enough for you. And so let me pull some more cards about that and see what happens. Okay. And it's because of some of the things you're going through that you just may feel unworthy of the things that you want, like what we were just talking about. Like emotionally, you've been going around and around in circles with things that you should have let go of a long time ago. And it's probably like relationship stuff, like love things. And it's time for this healing process to come to an end. And maybe you don't want to drop all those sticks and all the extra burdens that you've been carrying on your back when it comes to your emotions, and your spirituality are very close, tight knit to you. Yeah. So there's definitely a woman, a feminine energy. It doesn't have to be a woman, but there's definitely some obsessive energy going on that isn't allowing you to take good care of yourself. And maybe you're expecting someone else to take care of you. Maybe you need to learn how to love yourself and really truly be there for yourself. Because you have really high expectations for someone else to help you. And every time you have those expectations for other people to help you, they always fall short and leave you disappointed, and maybe even leaving you more healing. I can't stand it. More healing work for you to do than you had to do before. And it's because you think you need other people to help you, but you need to be confident that you have everything that you need, and you need to know that the universe is on your side and wouldn't give you more than you can bear. And that if you need to take a break and you need to stop and pray and you need to call out and ask for help, that help is available to you. Let me pull All right, so the Lover's card popped out for you. Surrender. Love in all its aspects, on all levels, platonic as well as erotic, deep, merging, dissolving, homecoming, soulmate, bosom buddy. To be able to surrender completely, you must be at a height of your strength. Most people think only the weak surrender, but the opposite is true. You have to have the fortitude to let everything go and fall in love itself without expectations, without knowing whether the beloved will respond in kind or not. This can only happen with a vast and all-encompassing faith in love as such. Love is life's most important gift. Don't let it atrophy, even though it hurts too much sometimes. The fire of love is the eye of the needle through which every human being must pass sooner or later. Whoever misses the opportunity remains unfulfilled. Decide to stay faithful to the love within you. This power does not always flow toward a specific other being. There are many kinds of love. Don't restrict yourself. Just allow your love and life force to flow. This is a good time to become aware of potential partner nearby. Learn to discern between the energies and desires you project and those you receive in return. Spiritual, emotional love and harmony can express itself sexually, but does not need for its own fulfillment. Our sexuality is a marvelous gift from nature, not just to preserve the species, but also as a way to experience an intimate surrendering and melting into the divine power. See, what I am seeing in these cards, especially with the Emperor and the Nine of Wands, is that you need to fall in love with your life again. You need to fall in love with yourself again, and fall in love with the plushness of Mother Nature, Mother Earth, and spend some time out in nature. You need some nurturing, instead of maybe getting into bad habits that don't really fulfill you because you want to escape from the harsh reality of the work that you have to do. This is all perspective. You need to change the scenery. And maybe that does mean going out on a date. You need to cultivate some type of new energy. The Ten of Wands is telling me that there's new energy there for you, if you are willing to drop your old perspective. Whatever has been haunting you and having you cloaked in sadness, it's time for you to let it burn in the spiritual fires of surrender. Surrender to what is, but also look at what you have. And this is what you have, yourself. And now you may not value yourself, because the Queen of Pentacles reverse is telling me that you really have an issue with valuing yourself for who you really are. And the King of Wands isn't necessarily a super romantic person. He is an enterpriser, he's a visionary, and he's creative. But he may be so focused on his vision that he doesn't spend time with family and friends. And maybe when he spends time with family and friends, instead of focusing on them and what they're doing, he just may be focusing on his next task and his leadership roles instead. And so it looks like to me that your self-esteem may be low because you have kind of put a microscope on all the tasks that you become your own micromanager and taskmaster, and maybe a bit self-abusive. And that doesn't really help you get anything done, to be honest. That actually will start corroding on itself and work against you. So it's time for you to kind of relax and take your hands off of some things. If you're tired, take a nap. You know what I'm saying? It's it's not going to hurt you to take some respite. take a drive for no reason. Like, start doing stuff for no reason during, like, next week. Just do stuff because it feels good. But things that are actually, like, wholesome. Be wholesome. Surrender to life, to love, to happiness. The King of Wands does that. Ask, say Dhammabaya's name, so that you can really see clearly the right way for you to advance. Because this angel energy will help you advance in the easiest way. That's really what you want, because you've been kind of doing things like the hard way. Yeah, you've been going at it like the hard way. Trying to shoulder everything on your own. And the spirit world has got you. You are of spirit. You're not here by yourself to carry all your burdens and everybody else's burdens. So yeah, you have homework to do. You know, healing your, thinking about and healing the unworthiness perspective. Start seeing the more positive side to things. Mostly the positive parts of yourself. And really let it sink in. Like, spend time in nature and, like, let the beauty of your life meshed in with nature, like, sink into your system. There's nothing wrong with, you know, being enmeshed in this way with life. You need that. In order for you to get all the things in your vision done, you have to stay plushly connected to the soul of life. Nothing else is really going to rejuvenate you. Not food, not water. Hell, not even sex. You know? So you really have to make sure you stay connected to nature. And know and truly understand what your nature is, what the stuff that you're made out of. The cosmic stuff you're made up of. With that perspective, you will do things the easy way. Okay? All right. For personal readings, be aware that you can go to my website, eyeofthedawn.com. Follow me at TangleFairy11 on Instagram. And join me on my meetup.com group, the Unicorn Collective. If you are in the ATL, we can chill. And I'll talk to you guys soon.